We're going to come up for our third game of the J2K tournament here in Mason City. Your team's Bantam Orange versus the Mason City Youth Club Mohawks. It looks like Flyers will be in the white jerseys. If you're watching at home, defending to your left, attacking to your right. Tide will be starting in goal. Tig and Lander split the last game versus Lincoln. And both of them faced a ridiculous number of shots. And bounce back hard in this one. Ref's got puck in center ice, ready for puck drop. It's going to be the Menges, Simonson, Smith line. There's a fire on. Oh. Looks like Alcorn and Schomer are going to be your defenders. Face-off will be far end, far side. Simonson takes the face-off, pushes it forward. Mason City collects out the blue line, turns it. Schomer sends it forward into neutral ice, turned around. Menges. Mason City player fires it through the crease. Goes up for Simonson. Pass it forward from Menges. It gets off his stick and it goes down in behind their goal. Menges turns around, but he was in the middle of a line change. He was all by himself. Way comes out and challenges. We're coming in for Brim. Fires, Tig, blockers one away. Mason City aggressively trying to turn the corner, looked for their guy up the slot and didn't get it. Wyatt Garza putting on the speed. Can't get between two Mason City players. Mason City player waits, takes his good pass. And that was a real nice setup by Mason City to the open player and right times. So we're quickly getting behind in the shots as the last game, but Mason City's playing very fast hockey. Going to switch for Garza, Barber, Way line with Lunan and Brem as your defenders. It's up to the blue line. Mason City crosses, turns it, sends it back in behind the net. Where Brem collects, gets it forward to Way, who had the goal in last game. Sends it forward for Garza, who's putting on the speed into the corner, but it's icing. It's 13:56, running clock, first period. Mason City Mohawks versus Ames Flyers. Flyers in white. Running clock, first and second period. We're going to switch it for the Nail, Jansen, and Van Bergen line, or is that Coppin? But Battershell and Wickler are your defenders. That is going to be Kopic. So it's the Nail, Jansen, Kopic line. Tapped forward. Tide blocks one at point blank range. Nice snap block. Battershell redirects one, turns it back to neutral ice. The ref says no offsides, but a couple of players tangled up. Wickler breaks it free and sends it out to the blue line where Mason City tries to set up. Mason City skates in, sets up, and Tide gloves one down with a nice little pretty catch. We're going to have a face-off our end, our side. It's going to be the same Kopic, Jansen, Nail line. With Wickler, oh, there's a shot. Tig leg pad one away. Came through Kopic. Wickler tries to send it up the far board, turn around. Nail tries to get it away from Mason City. Mason City player goes down under Nail in a pile. And it's sent forward. Mason City tries to skate it in. Looks to the far side, but Kopic reads it and taps it away. And it's cleared to center ice for Battershell in pursuit. Mason City turns it around, brings it back. It's going to be Simonson on the ice. Mason City player Ty blocks right away, and then he has to dive on it with the glove. Mason City playing a very fast hockey, and we're going to get in our feet into this. We will get this turned around. Alcorn in on defense. Heschlock, Van Bergen, Schomer. So it's Alcorn, Schomer, your defenders. Simonson, Van Bergen, Heschlock are your attackers. Ashlock in pursuit in the corner. Alcorn picks it up. Waits for a moment. Sends it. Kicked off. Takes it back. Fires it into neutral ice with Simonson in pursuit. Far away. The icing's waved off, and Simonson's going to be the first to the puck. He sets it back for Van Bergen, who fires it. And they're going to expect that was a nice play. Simonson and Van Bergen. She was in the right spot to put it home. Their goalie just covered. Putting a little hate back on them. We're going to stay with the Simonson, Schlock, Van Bergen line. Face off to Schomer. Van Bergen centers. Simonson fires but hits a Mason City player. Mason City bringing it up to the near wall. Turns around. It's neutral ice. Simonson in pursuit. Takes it away. Van Bergen sticks away. Tries to send it forward, but Mason City chokes it up. Simonson doing a little knitting versus a Mason City player. Well, he taps it, and Ty has to cover. Ten minutes left in this first period running clock. 0-0. This is going to be the Barber, so Slater, who I will pronounce his name correctly now. Moonin line. Mason City tries forcing one, and Ty goes belly down on it after a couple of slaps at it. We're going to stay with the Smith, Slater, Barber line. Puck drop, RN. Mason City tries setting up, tries bringing it up the near wall. Turns around and through the goal mouth. Nobody home. Mason City tries controlling behind the net, tries setting it up for a guy out front. Brem in pursuit back around. Mason City takes it back to behind. And Barber gets it cleared out, helping his goalie out. Smith tries clearing it. Mason City's able to turn it around on Grimm. Slater able to slow that down, so Tig's able to make a stop. Slater and his defensive partner fighting. Mason City fires one long, and it gets sticked away. Long down the ice. Smith in pursuit. Icing is waved off again. Smith takes it away, sets it up for Jansen, who gets one, but it's deflected by one of their bottoms. Another nice shot by Ames. This one slips by Wickware and Battershell, but they pin that one down and control it, helping their goalie out again. He skates it around, looks up ice for Menges. Menges, Jansen, Way line is going to be your attackers. And I will try and catch up on who's on the ice and who's not. He's going to come back. So it's going to be Wickware and Battershell, your defenders. Jansen, Menges, Way. Face-off's going to be our end, our side. Jansen takes the face-off. Mason City tries to control, sets something up in the corner, and it goes out to neutral ice with Way in pursuit. Way at the goal mouth. Jansen. Mason City plays Wickware. Battershell's got a 2-on-1, and Tig knocks it down, and Battershell clears that junk out of there. Way to back your goalie up. Jansen comes through and clears the decks for the puck, and I think the ref's going to call something on that, but I'm not. Okay. He's the ref. Looks like Jansen's going to go. Ref's having a discussion with what you can and can't do. They've been very fair and very clear with the players about what's going on. So we're going to be on the session. 3 seconds left in the first. It's going to be Simonson, Alcorn, Smith, and I believe 3 Brem will be your first penalty kill unit. Face off. Mason City sets up, looks for a longer shot, fires, tipped away before it can reach Tig. Lunin, not Brem, excuse me. Smith, takeaway, fire long by Alcorn Smith combo. The Simonson takes it in the far corner, sends it back, but it's taken away by Mason City. Alcorn's probably going to get a trip there. Lunin. Dance referees have their hands. I don't know if they're holding on a delayed penalty and just trying to each other or what the plan is. The Mason Cities have pulled their goalie to get the extra attacker despite being on the power play, and that was a great play by Lunin to break that up, and Alcorn collects the puck, and now we're going to have that penalty hit. So the penalty kill unit was already working hard, and Alcorn is going to pick up the penalty. So we're going to be 2 down for 38 seconds, and then 1 down for another minute after that. Your kill unit's going to go to Barber Battershell Way versus 5 Mason City skaters. Face off Way. He takes it, bumps into his own player. Battershell sees it go back around and sends it up around the boards. Mason City will collect it still in the offensive zone. Ray taps it away into the neutral ice and forces Mason City to reset. And they're still tangled up to the goalie. And that's going to be offsides. So that was just a good play on Battershell, keeping his player occupied while the puck went elsewhere. So we're going to have a face-off. Looks like we're going to go center ice. So she's with a running clock. We're at 45 seconds left of the penalty kill. But Barton's going to make this a power kill and skate it into their zone. So Battershell turns around. Barber skates it in. And I think they're going to catch us offside. It's Battershell Way, Graham, and Barber. Way's going to come off for Van Bergen. By the time this puck hits the ice, we will be back to 5 seconds to full strength. Battershell taps one aside, and Mason City has to redirect. And they flip one back into the back line at even strength. Up the far wall for Kopic. Battershell goes behind his net, collects, looks up the near wall, sends one across ice, but Mason City's able to knock it down. Graham tried to fire it up the far boards and can't get all of it. And it goes to Kopic and to Van Bergen. Barber taking it forward with Van Bergen in pursuit. Mason City tries to turn it around with speed. He tries setting up a play. Tig pads one away. Mason City gets around and setting up again. Van Bergen collects, and she's going to just skate it out. She fires it forward for Kopic, and it's going to go behind their net with her in pursuit. Jansen sees it, flips it high and around the far boards. Dromer's going to keep it in their offensive zone. It's back in behind their net. With Van Bergen dueling for it. Jansen sees it again, flips it back to Lunin by the blue line. And he can't quite keep a handle on it. Mason City's going to get on at it with speed against Schomer, and it's going to be shot wide. Thanks to Schomer limiting that shot angle, is not a threat. It is ugly. Jansen skating up. Van Bergen with it. There's a fire on goal, so their goalie drops it for his players. Mason City resets. We're going to do a quick line change. Cleaning taps went away. To be Simonson, Nail, Ashlock are going to be your attackers. Alcorn going to be one of your Alcorn and Lunan going to be your defenders. Tig has to pin it to the ice. 2:36 left. 2:30 left in the first period. We're going to stay with Simonson, but we're going to swap out Smith with a nice move on the drive after the face-off, chasing it down, but it's going to be icing. Simonson took the face-off, flipped it forward, and Smith was off to the races, but just couldn't keep up. Simonson's going to reset, face-off, our end. Shot pad saved by Tig. Far wall, Smith controls and gets it loose, sends it long, and it's going to be icing again. I think we're going to do a line change. Looks like it's going to be Barber guards away as your attackers. And we're going to trade out for Wickware and Battershaw as your defenders. Barber with a face-off, driving forward. Wickware sends it up the wall. Way sees Garza, who taps it forward, and he's slipping between two Mason City players. But they wrap it around to get it away from the speed streak. Barber takes away from a Mason City player, so sets up Garza, who fires wide. Way tries to pass to Barber, but can't quite connect with him. Battershaw collects, and we get it back on side. Garza loses track, but turns it around. Way in pursuit. Wickware's reading that play. Way sees a long shot, fires it at their goalie, who has to knock it down and pin it. It's going to be 25 seconds left here in this first period. We're getting a couple of shots in their goal. They were playing a very fast hockey, and we're starting to pick up the pace. So we're going to change everybody. Alcorn, Schomer, your defenders. Nail, Schlater, and Jansen are going to be your attackers. That's a long shot. Tig just sticks it. That's the end of your first. Okay, we're getting set for the second period. It's going to be a 16-minute running clock. Mason City with quite a few more shots on the board than we had, but we've had a couple of good quality shots and a couple of good breakaways. This is going to be Jansen, Nail, and Schlater. Pronounced correctly this time, and I apologize. Puck gets away from Alcorn and back deep into our corner. They try and center. And they, because Schomer was there to help his goalie out, slowed that puck down, and Tyke is able to cover. 15:36, so it's going to be a face-off RN. Jansen takes it. Mason City tries to fire, but Jansen gets his body in the way. Alcorn fires it around the far boards to the blue line. They lose it, and Schlater's in pursuit. Nail with a nice tap. He slips between two, but that's it. Nail following up his own shot. Took one on that they tried to slow down. Goalie couldn't control it. Nail's there for his own rebound and puts it home. 1-0 Flyers, 15-13 in the second period. All right, after that, we're going to come back with the Menges, Simonson, Van Bergen line. Looks like Bremen Battershell are your defenders. Forward into Mason City's area, and Lucy all hustle going after it. Mason City player kind of coming through and runs into Colton Simonson. He's not going to progress through there. Mason City player trying to thread through a few, and Menges breaks him up. Gets a shot off, but Tig's able to pat it away. Nice work by our defense, forcing it forward, and it's out of the zone into neutral ice. Mason City fires it long corner with Menges and Brem in pursuit. Brem collects and sends it up the boards. Mason City has it at the blue line. They're looking for that center shot that they like. They fire one, but our Loonan's there to tip it up and away from Tig. And there's some stick battle up front, and Tig's defense stands tall and gets that puck there before it gets to be a problem. We're back up front, tangling again, and Van Bergen fires it forward for Simonson. Just how she saw him through that traffic, I don't know. Mason City takes it back to their end and has to reset. We're going to line change. Garza challenging Mason City. Loonan. Barber. His defense saving that slap shot by getting a stick in there. Mason City trying to set something up. Barber blocks that away. Shot wide. Loonan fighting for it in the corner. Garza challenging. Barber knocks it down but leaves it for Mason City, and they're trying to reset up. Battershell sends it up, and it's a set for Garza, who loses a stick but challenges them into their end with his speed. Smith comes on. Battershell battling in the corner. Garza comes in to help. Mason City has a clear lane and fires, blocking away by Tig. Mason City trying to set up on the other side, and they fire one through the goal mouth. Garza sends it up the wall and tries to get it out of the attack zone. And Mason City flips it up and over the ref. Mason. Too much time. Clean play. They had a person on each post. And they were able to work it around. At 12:30 in the second, Mohawks won, Flyers won. We're going to come back from that with the Wade, Jansen, Kopic line. Alcorn and Schomer are defenders. Puck goes forward with Way in pursuit. Jansen turns it, but caught offsides. Face-off's going to be neutral ice, shaded towards them with Jansen. The ref asks for a little personal spacing. Jansen sends it forward. Mason City tries to send it far side. Schomer out using his body and skate to collect it. And sometimes sniff in behind Todd. Not quite sure how that got behind him, but Todd's not happy. Mohawks 2, Flyers 1, 11:55 in the second. All right, we're going to stay with the Way Kopic-Jansen line. Alcorn and Shilman. Mason City fans backing up their Mohawks. Mason City skates, sees something he likes to cross ice, but Shilmer turns it around for Way. Jansen tries to send it further back for Way. Alcorn in pursuit in neutral ice. He sends it back to Schomer so he can reset. Schomer sends it, but it's picked off by Mason City. Little scramble. It's an offsides. We're going to be the Nail Mengus Simonson line with Lunin and Brem as your defenders. Nail at the far wall. Skates it in. Looking center. Can't quite connect with Mengus. Simonson breaks up an attack, but Mason City keeps control. Mengus chasing it down. Brem cross ice for Nail. He tries to stick it. He's been slippery. Simonson gets spun down. Mengus gets spun down. And Mason City collects behind their goal. They're going to turn. Brem and Simonson are trying to keep them wide. That one was a shot on goal that went wide. Nail getting ridden hard by a Mason City player. It's free, but they fire it back in our corner. Brem in pursuit. He taps it forward for Lunin. Mason City's got somebody goal mouth waiting for it, and Tide's able to control. So we're going to switch Battershell and Wickler, your defenders, bringing in Barber to take this face-off. Van Bergen, Garza. Mason City sends one. His defense controls it, and they're able to keep it in. It's back behind the goal mouth for Battershell and whoever else wants it. Garza has it, taking up the far wall, sends it long. Van Bergen hustling for it, but it's offsides. 2-1 Mohawks with 8:53 running clock in the second period. We're going to bring it back. Battershell, Wickler, your defenders. Barber, Van Bergen, Garza, your attackers. Face off our end. Mason City tries to set something up. They see that center play that they like so much, and Tide has to pin it down. Yep. We'll reset for this face-off with Barber again. Puck drop forward, Mason City up against the wall. And they fired around the wall for Van Bergen to collect. A shot right at Battershell's upper body, and he's able to knock it down. Mason City looking to set up the far side. Battershell trying to pin it against the net, and Barber comes through and takes the puck away and skates it out. He's going all on his own, but gets knocked down pretty hard, and the ref's arm goes hardest over. And Bergen also goes down. Just a little talking between the defenders. We're going to switch out for the captain, Smith, Way, Jansen. Alcorn, Schomer is your defenders. Jansen's going to take the face-off. Schomer takes it back, taps it across for Alcorn, who sends it up for Jansen and slips him. Jansen pinning the Mason City player against the backboard. Smith tries to break up the speed. Schomer, Alcorn looking. Tig is able to knock one down and gets saved by Alcorn. He lost track of that rebound. Set deep for Jansen, who's sword fighting for it. Way tries to collect. Mason City comes away and comes back. Straight at Alcorn. Mason City player sends it, can't get anything going. This is going to be Smith on his own, one on two. But he waits for his wing. Way collects. Battershell ends up chasing it back down to our end. It's not icing. And he sends it forward. Catches both teams in a line change. Not a whole lot of people on the ice. Battershell with an extra work, keeping it from becoming an ugly situation. Noonan blocking that up. Battershell back behind our goal. Mason City in pursuit sends it up the near wall. There's a lot of confusion about how many players should be on the ice. I'm not sure we have. Battershell with a diving serve, the back tied up, saving his goalie. Oh, their goalie misplays one, and Simonson almost puts it home. There's a lot of scramble going on right now. Noonan collects, tries to skate it clear. And he takes it back off of Mason City's stick. And he's had enough, sends it forward from Simonson and Nail. Mason City trying to skate one in on Tig, and he sticks it away, and his defender, Noonan, takes it the rest of the way out. Mason City has one straight net front, and Tig knocks it away. And it goes back to neutral ice with Nail loose. We've seen this one before. And the Indians able to come up and save it. Holy, well done. They try skating and they run into trouble. They're able to pick up the lost puck, but Noonan turns around and fires to neutral ice, where it's controlled by Mason City. Garza in pursuit. They go to take a long shot, and Garza does this nice, nifty stick lift. They've got someone camped behind the goal, and Loonan's not going to let that go. Garza fighting for it against the boards. Noonan fighting for it against the boards. Garza tries sending up, and Mason City's able to collect. Battershell pops it straight up for Barber, who takes it out to neutral ice. Mason City trying to turn it around on Nail. Takes a wide angle shot, and Tig gets a stop. Mason City cycling it around. Then Nail sees the slot again. Barber sends it forward for Garza. And Mason City is in the neutral zone. They send it in. Battershell turns around for Jansen on the far wall. Van Bergen's come in. Garza's off for Koppa. Battershell and Noonan fighting to keep them off Tig's back. Tig leg calls one away. And it goes out, and they misplay it, send it into our zone. It's no icing. Van Bergen in pursuit. Koppa in pursuit. If we can get to it, it's neutral ice. Mason City turns around, skates it in. Takes a long shot, goes wide. Alcorn and Bremer, your defenders. Van Bergen tries to turn it around and get it clear. Koppa chasing on the far wall. Another leg pad by Tig, another hard slap, and that's two. Alcorn tries to send it forward for Van Bergen. Mason City controls. He tries to pull the trigger late and ends up having to send it around the rail. Nifty backhand, almost had us sleeping. Looks like Brem using his skate. And we send it long and icy. The board says shots are 20 for the Mohawks, 6 for us. The score is 2-1 with 2:24 count running clock. We're putting in Alcorn and Schomer as your defenders. Smith, Diamondson, and Ashlock are your attackers. Alcorn and Schomer combined to take the puck away, and it's sent up into neutral ice. With Smith and Simonson in pursuit. Smith gets it. Can't make it. Gets loose. And Schomer breaks up an attack by Mason City. Tag does a nice stop, and Schomer's there to clean up Nuss. Alcorn sees a seam in the skating. He tries to tap and sends it hard, and their goalie makes the save. Their goalie's been really good. Schomer trying to keep it in. He sends it forward, but Mohawks are able to control. It's near boards and it's neutral ice. Alcorn tries to ricochet it off the wall, but Mason City's able to knock it down. And Alcorn takes his puck away and fires it back at their goal. Slow mover, but their goalie keeps it in play. Mason City fires it down and around with Noonan in pursuit. And he's able to break up a nice centering play that Mason City almost had set up. And he's still fighting for it. Tig, leg pads went away. Flickler tries to get it clear and sends it up the wall for Smith, who sends it further up the wall and into their end. And they're not, that's icing. 28 seconds left running in the second period, 2-1 Mohawks. And a little funky sound for you listening at home. Way Barber Schneider line, I believe. It's a long shot. Ty gloves it down, and that's going to win the second period.
Push it to the limit. Top down, faded windows tinted. Push it with it, push it to the limit. Push it with it, push it. Winning so much that they seem wrong.
All right, we're going to be coming back to this third period. Mohawks 2, Flyers 1. The clock will stop in this third period. The Mohawks goalie has fended off all our shots to create some really nice opportunities. 2-1 Mason City face-off. Barber, Way Schlater. There's a trip uncalled. Because the period change. If you're watching, Mason City's going to be attacking to your left, where Tigey's defending the goal. Up the wall for Way. Barber tries to break that up, and it gets loose for Alcorn against the back wall. Schlater goes to take it away. Schomer breaks that up. He's going to send it forward for Barber, forward for Ray. Puts on a burst of speed and a long shot wide of the goal. Schlater tries to send it around into 3 Mohawks. Wickler sees a long shot. He fires, and their goalie has to cover. We're going to trade off everybody. So it's going to be Mengus, Nail, and Jansen as your attackers. Brem is your defender. He tries to break up. Mengus, their tide pads went away. Lunan. Mason City trying to work it back behind the goal. They like putting somebody back there, and they've done it several times. That's tapped forward for Jansen. Mengus. Mason City tries a long slap but can't get it. Lunan's there to keep his Mason City defender honest. Tide kicks one away from a real point-blank shot, and then grabs the end of the one. I apologize, but I'm very proud of all of my players. Just one in particular. 10:31 left in the third period. 2-1. The face-off is going to be taking our end. Todd gloves another one down. Mengus, Jansen. Oh, looks like we're going to trade out a little bit of everybody. Going to keep Mengus, Jansen, and Nail as your attackers. Going to trade out Wickware and Battershell as your defensive pair. Faceoff's going to be our end. Puck hits. Mengus pushes it forward. Mason City fires one high and over. Back in around the net. Some board banging going on. Mason City trying that behind the goal setup again. Mengus takes one, tries to skate it out. Cross ice for Nail. He looks center for Jansen, who gets one. Their goalie knocks it away. Nail on the far boards. Mason City takes the move with Battershell. It's in a pursuit with a Mason City player who fires it through the goal mouth to nobody home. And they send it just over the blue line. Mohawks 2, Flyers 1, 9:29 left here in the third. Both goalies are facing real classy shots, and both goalies have stood tall. Simonson, Van Bergen, Garza are your attackers. Alcorn, Schomer are your defenders. There's a lot of spinning, and the ref is called. One call said no call. One said no call. One said call. One said no. One said call. Right. They're the refs. 9:21 left. We're going to see Alcorn go to the box. Your penalty kill unit's going to be Battershell, Simonson, Garza. So we're going to swap out Fed. We're going to run with 3 there, Coach. We didn't have enough players on. 3? 1. Okay, I'm not sure what the pullback was, but we're going to stay with Simonson. Apparently the ref wants Lumen to take the face off. Battershell, Garza. Mason City trying to work it over to their side. I'm not sure. Appears to be in both sides. Okay, so we're going to face off neutralize. Simonson moves up for it. Mohawks trying to bump up the board. Garza tries to turn it around. Battershell chasing it into the corner. He's going to leave it for Brem. Garza tries to send it forward. Mason City controls the blue line. Simonson tries to break up that pass. Brem. Mason City back behind their goal again. And with Battershaw's help, it goes a little further than they planned. Garza trying to poke it through against somebody about twice his size. And he fights through. Okay, we're going to change up. Smith's coming on. Barber's coming on. We've got 34 seconds left of this penalty kill. Barber's going to take the face off. Battershaw Brem are going to stay your defenders. Trying to push it forward. Mason City tries taking it back around. Battershaw protecting his goalie. Tige stops the first one, and it's in the scramble, and it's loose. Mason City tries to skate, hitting it for the open player. And it's led nicely for Smith, who gets double bumped, but Battershaw gets free. And their goalie is able to stop. Brem fighting on the far wall. He slows it down so Battershaw can get there and pin it. Brem trying to get it clear. There's a lot of tangling, and I heard it hit the pad on Tige, and I saw it hit his number, or I guess the letter. Come on. And that was center. We are at even strength forward for Way. He's got Barber. Way long shot, misses wide. Barber trying to take it up the near wall. And we've put Noonan, Jansen, and Schomer on. Noonan gets an attack and sends it back to neutral ice for Barber. For Jansen, who takes a long shot, and their goalie has to block it down. And Barber tips one up and over, but almost. Barber fighting on the near wall. Mason City comes away with it, trying to get speed. Noonan leads him into Schomer, who tips that one away. Jansen sees Barber neutral ice, who sees Way long, and they're going to go into the corner casually. It's going to come up the near wall, where Looney's going to control. Nail and another Mason City player having some stick issues. Mason City picks off a pass and tries to get loose, and Schomer breaks it up. And the second Mason City player following behind is able to drop it. Mason City followed the play. Put the right place, the right time. Our defenders tried. At 6:08 left in this third period, it's 3 Mohawks, 1 Flyers. It's going to be Mangus Van Bergen, Jansen line. Alcorn and Battershaw as the defenders. It's cleared into neutral ice with Mangus in pursuit. Mason City tries to turn around Battershaw. Alcorn slows it down. And he sends it to neutral ice with Jansen going. Van Bergen with a quick turn and take. And she sends it there in back behind the goal, where Mangus is going to try and slow that down. We're going to control it around neutral ice and send it back in with Mangus. Simonson going net front. And Mason City loses it to Battershaw, who tries to turn it around, hits a body. Mason City's coming. And icing. 5:09 left. Mohawks 3, Flyers 1. We're going to trade in Van Bergen, Barber, and Smith as your attackers. Battershell, Alcorn as your defenders. Face off in their end to the wall for Smith. He tries to get it to Battershell. It's turned around. Van Bergen picks it off. There's some clawing for it. Some sticking around for it. Van Bergen challenging. And that Mason City player runs into the buzzsaw. It's sent up the wall for Smith. He sends it, loses it to Mason City, where it goes to Alcorn and a Mason City player that ends up on the ground, on the ice. Mason City sends it into the corner with Battershell in pursuit. It's back around the wall. Van Bergen, far wall, sends it forward for Barber and Smith. Smith gets it stick lifted, and Barber ends up on the ice. 4:15 left in the third. 3-1 Mohawks. I think we're going to be on the power play. I believe we are. Your attackers are going to be Simonson, Way, Garza, Loon and Brem, your defenders. Face-off is going to be Simonson. To this wall. And Mohawks are racing up the wall as they've done throughout the game. And take it down to the baseline where Garza challenges. Brem tries sending it up the wall. Mason City turns around, sends it right back through the referee. The Mason City player tries a wrap, and Tig is able to. 3:50 left in the third. 3-1 Mohawks. And they're going to have another minute, 5 seconds left in their power play. Simonson on the face-off sends it up the wall for Garza. It is tapped away for Way. He sees Garza, but the Mohawks are able to turn it around. Loonan trying to slow that play down. They get fired through the goal mouth. Nobody home. Brem challenging against the far wall. Way gets it. He sees Garza on the far wall. They're not able to connect. Way sends it in. It's going to be offside. So we're going to go Battershell Wickware. Got 30 seconds left of this penalty kill. Oh no, it's a power play. My mistake. I had it backwards. Nail sees nobody central that tries to put it there. I just can't. The Mason City player taps it, tries to get past Battershell, and they're short-handed, but able to make it a good attack. Van Bergen firing it forward for Nail. Trying to come to speed. He sends it around. Van Bergen centers it to Jansen with Mason City's in the way. And they're going to have somebody that tried to get loose. And Battershell and Tig miscommunicate, and it slides under his pads. That's going to make it 4-1, 2:33 left. It's going to. I think that was a shorthanded for them, but we're going to go with Ashlock, Barber, Smith as our attackers, Al Schomer as the defenders. 2:33 left. 4-1 Mohawks. Face off. Loose far away. Alcorn tries to clear it. Barber is able to clear it. Smith sees our side. He sends it around. Smith gets it behind the goal and is pinned to the wall for his efforts. Mason City tapping it forward. And they're going to say outward, adjusting the puck away. Smith tries sending it for Ashlock. He can't pull the trigger on it. Gets the stick away. Chomer tries to get it under control, and he turns around for Barber. He's fighting and spinning for it. Ashlock has a goal now. Their goalie sticks it away. Chomer sends a card for Barber. Can't get it to Smith. Chomer sending it forward for Barber again. And they're going to take it up the far wall. Pulled around. We're at a minute 20, minute 15. Ashlock sends it center ice where Mason City's going to control and reset. We're going to change a whole lot. Tige has to challenge a Mason City player right in the goal mouth, stick to stick, and he gets the better of that one. Way trying to advance the puck. Lunan, with it in the corner, takes it back behind our net. Sends it forward, trying to get to Van Bergen, but ends up having to tangle with the Mason City player. Way sends it out, and Simonson takes it away and tries to skate it, loses track of it. Way comes in. Lunan looks long, but it's picked off by Mason City with 20 seconds left. Way looking forward for Van Bergen. Mason City turning it around. Hits the referee. Hope he's okay, but he's going to enjoy it where he's at. 3-1. Mohawks beat the Flyers.